ゲームの時間だ。
Yes, Will Smurf here with another video of mine. You're going to see in the video now. You're going to see a 3-vs-3 game, a team game, and the background of this game is in our Steam group. There was a comment made on Wako being a very bad team player, and Dusk as a replied that he wanted to show us in the next game that what Wako is made of. Basically, he wanted to prove that he can that Wako is a good player and he can carry Wako. And now it begs the question: can Dusk carry Wako? As you can see, we are teaming up. Our team consists of me, who I can fairly say I'm considered a pro in this game, and a Master Beta, who's also a good player. I know him since 2022, I guess. And then there is also Lobos. Lobos is a player that mostly plays Wolf Clan, and I can only say, sadly, he is not the best. He's I would say, average player. He mostly uses one tactic again and again, which is the spin battle gear of Mauler, and this is also why Dusk said in the text box, in the text chat here, that he ordered Lobos to go our team, because even Dusk realized that he can't carry Wako and Lobos on the same team. It's almost impossible. And the game is going to start. I picked random, and I forgot to say, our enemy team consists of Dusk, who's the super pro in this game. Everyone knows he is the best player in this game, and he is, let's say, a friend of mine in this game, of course, only. And also in his team there is also King Azeron, who is also featured in many of my videos. He is a Filipino player that mostly plays Wolf Clan, and we can say Azeron is also kind of above average, decent player. And then you have Wako, who's basically the theme in this video. The thing about Wako is a player that mostly plays 1-vs-1, and he mostly uses the same tactics over and over again. Wako is by no means a bad player, but Wako is kind of only good in 1-vs-1 fights. Everyone who knows Wako knows that Wako is known to be a very bad team player. He usually fucks up every team game, and no matter what team he is in, he makes the team go loose. And this is why this discussion came on between in our team, in our group chat, where people kept repeat the fact that Wako is a very bad team player, and now Dusk wants to show, Dusk wants to prove that he can indeed carry Wako, or that Wako is indeed a good player. Now we will see if Dusk can carry Wako. As you can see, the game started. I started with, I have the luck to spawn next to Wako, because the thing about Wako is not a bad player, but the thing about Wako is he's very predictable. He has a very predictable gameplay. In the early game, Wako is known to make almost no many units, and he tries to always run a certain thing. For example, he tries to, when he's dragon, he mostly tries to rush Whirl, or he tries to other clans. When he's Serpent, he tries to rush horses, for example. Yeah, I started with Musketeers and Swordsmen, because I know what he's going to try. He's going to go for Whirl. I can guarantee that. And this is also why this is also what matters here is that I spawned, let's say, in a bad position. I am here basically a little bit not far away, but basically I'm here on the edge, facing two other players. But it's fine, because I can stand my ground. I tower up, and I'm going to hit and run Wako a bit until he has Whirl, because I can see already he's trying to mass out Whirl. And like I said, the thing about Wako is not a bad player, but the problem with Wako is he plays very, very predictable. If he has one thing, he makes one thing, makes one thing like whirl, and then keeps making that thing until the end of the game. But the problem is this is not how Battle Realms should be played. Battle Realms is a game where you have to try to counter the units or the army that your enemy had made. And if your enemy makes different types of units, armies, you need to find a specific counter for it. The thing about this is what Wako doesn't understand. And now, after I saw that Wako's Wako got whirl out, I'm of course going for swordsman with Mark, and I'm going to intercept his whirl, and I'm going to mark him. As you can see, yeah, as you can see, Wako misused his whirl. Basically, he pressed the wrong button at the wrong time. As you can see, it was very bad reflexes where I'm laughing. I'm calling him a noob. Of course, he is not a noob, but he sometimes in team games just plays bad. That was a very bad move that Wako did. He tried to whirl me, and he couldn't even land one hit with whirl, despite the fact that he has like, I don't know, 8 or 9 spearmen out. Yeah, and I'm also asking now if Failing West Society is watching. At the moment, he is watching. I'm asking him if he saw what he did, because Failing West Society, who is my closest friend in this game, basically is watching my life basically. And yeah, now this is basically a standoff, me next to Wako, and as you can see, I'm hitting Wako's peasants. And after I mucked Wako, after I mucked almost every spearman with whirl, Wako is left with no whirl, or almost with no whirl left, and he has to train whirl again, and of course it costs again stamina. And I mucked him again. I lost one spearman, but it is a fair trade-off because I mucked him. Yeah, I mucked almost all of the spearman out. Now basically he has to get whirl out again. I lost most of my spearmen, but that's not a big deal. Because I can always run back to my tower, and the Serpent Tower got buffed in 1.5.98, and now the Serpent Tower is basically overpowered. Basically, the Serpent Tower is basically the strongest tower in the game now. Yeah, and at this point I realize the thing I did here a little bit bad is I only made one hut. At this point, we are in the 6th minute in the game, and I only made one hut at this point. Of course, at this point I should have 2 huts at least, because it will generate faster spawn rate of peasants. I don't know why I forgot to make more huts. I think I just forgot in the heat of battle. And I'm going to again for more and more swordsmen with Mark and with musketeers with sniping scope. Yeah. And now I am a little bit mocking Wako again. I asked Dusk if he saw what Wako did some minutes ago, where he tried to whirl and press the wrong button and pressed the button at the wrong time. Yeah. Now I pressured Wako because I mucked his spearman with whirl over and over again, and he's constantly losing rise. At this point, I have Wako by his balls, because I also type Wako is soon dead, because he can't get any more rise because I keep sniping him. He can't go near me, because if he gets near me, I'm going to muck him.
Yes.
Yeah. Master Beta is ordering Lobos to defend, and this is also the problem with Lobos. Not only is Lobos not the best player, the thing about Lobos is he's very predictable. He always makes the same thing over and over again. Oh, I didn't saw it. Wako indeed landed a successful whirl against me, because I didn't look, and it was off screen. But even if he lands a successful hit, the problem is he can't kill all my units, and people come. My allies come now to support me, but even if they didn't come, I could run back to my tower. Yeah, now he says, "You see who Wako is?" Wills, he's referring to me, of course. Yeah, we see. Yeah, But sadly, Waku doesn't seem to understand what he doesn't seem to realize in the beginning his heavy mistake that he did. And now King Azeron is coming, trying to help Waku. Yeah. He calls me a noob, despite the fact that in, let's say, 90% of our 1v1 then I always beat his ass. I don't want to disrespect Waku. Waku is a good player. He knows how to play, but he can only play 1v1, and even in 1v1 fight, most of the time I beat him. I just beat him, and he knows that, and everyone knows that. And you have to understand the background of this game is me and Waku. We had a little bit, let's say, beef. People called him a bad player in team games, which he is, sadly, but he doesn't accept this. Yeah, let's see.
As you say, serpent yes. On my way. Take them out. As you say.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to muck. I tried to muck King Azeron's werewolves, but I didn't have enough stamina. And as you can see, Waku's base is almost gone.
Yes, my lord.
His last hit, his last whirl was indeed good, but Waku says he has no rise because if we kill his hut now before one piece of his can collect rise, we can win the game easily because then it will be 2v1.
Yes.
And basically we are doing this, we camping. Now of course Dusk realizes he has to come in, and he's coming. Dusk is a Lotus player. I seem to accidentally use Mug on him, despite that he's a horse. I collect more and more horses. I still see that I only made one hut, I guess. I don't know. I think I just forgot to make more huts than one in this game. At this point, you should have more than 2 huts, or 2 huts minimum at least. You should at least have 2 huts at this point. But I just forgot it, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yes, my lord.
On my way.
Yeah. We'll see if Dusk can indeed carry Waku.
Of course, sir. Moving, master. With great haste.
Dusk's base seems getting burned because he had to help Waku. I tried to re-attack and try to camp Waku's base again.
Yes, my lord.
Armed and dangerous.
Servant. Of course, sir. Yes, my lord.
Yeah. At this point, not much action going on my side, but I see that Master Beta and Lobos are they are pressuring Dusk, which is good because Dusk is, as I said, Dusk is considered the best player here.
Of course, sir. Yes, my
And
lord.
he also plays Lotus also very good. Like he also, let's say, he plays all clans very good.
Yes,
And
my lord.
it is good that they pressure Dusk, so Dusk can develop. And at the same time, I'm going to pressure Waku and kill his rise, so he can't remake any more army. And at this point, I also wanted to say the thing about Waku is, until this point, you see the only thing that Waku made until this stage of the game, he only made one unit, one thing, which is Spearman with Whirl. I say Spearman with Whirl can be good in depending on the situation in the beginning, but the problem is,
Moving, master.
no one can win one game. No one can win one game by making only one thing. The thing with Waku is he only makes Whirl. He only makes Spearman with Whirl. If he at least made Guardians with the Smash Battle Gear to pair it up with Spearman, then it will be different. But he only makes one thing, which is Spearman with Whirl. That's a mistake. 4 to 5 Spearman with Whirl are enough normally. If you have Kabuki with the powder that reduces armor by 25%, you can also only make one Spearman. But he makes like 10, 8, that's too much. That's simply too much. It would be better if we only made like 4 or 5 Spearmen with Whirl and Guardians. Yeah, Azeron is now trying to explode the mines, so he can pinpoint kill my units, but I have Mug.
Point the way.
For you, my lord.
Yes, sir. Serpent.
On target. Load it up.
So basically, on my side now it is like 2 versus 1, but on the other hand, Dusk is also fighting 2 versus 1 for the most part. Dusk is also doing very
Yes,
great,
sir.
as I see, because he's still alive at this
On
point.
target. Point the way.
Yeah, now I am trying to spam huts because I saw that I made few huts. I only made 1 hut.
On target. Load
I
it up.
only made
Smoke.
1 hut for too much time, for a long time. This is why I try to correct this by making more huts now. Normally, most players only make 1 hut, make so many huts after they got keep.
On target.
But I want to do it now because I need more units, more peasants,
Armed and dangerous. Load it up. On target.
and I am trying to defend my base here with mines. So because werewolves are weak against mines, again werewolves are weak against explosive, which is the damage type of mines. And if I stay near my mines and near my mug, I should be protected from here, while I can attack wakos or Azeron's new base. As you can see, Azeron is the one collecting rice now, and I'm going to shoot him, keep shooting him.
Point the way.
Moving, master.
So basically all Azeron's werewolves are in vain because he can't attack, because he can't come near me. Azeron is now attacking Beta's and Lobo's base,
Smoking. Load it up. Point
because he saw that he can't get near me.
and shoot. On target. Load it up. Smoking. On my toes. On target. Quick and sure.
Now I have
Like a bullet.
cannoneers with mines. I have
Shoot to kill.
Mug. I have Geisha on horse.
On target.
I'm doing very well here at this point.
Like a viper. On my toes. As you say.
But I try to go slowly, and I don't want to go rush in because you never know. Oh, I see Azeron is building keeps, and I also see Lotus coming.
Quick and sure. On target. Quick and sure.
At this point, I also should have, I guess, made a radar with the battle upgrade that burns faster, or that burns faster.
Load it up. Take aim.
Yes.
On target. Quick and sure. On target. Point the way.
For you, my lord.
And now I see Longtooth shooting from behind. Yeah, he's coming. Now Azeron is doing a smart move. He's trying to explode the mines I set with berserkers, because berserkers resist explosive. Now it is 2 versus 1. Beta is coming in. 2 versus 2. They made a smart move. Azeron played very good at this point because he activated the mines with his berserkers, but he tries to rush in now with werewolves.
On target. Quick and sure. On target.
The serpent returns.
I use the tower charge of Serpent.
For you, my lord.
Aim for the head.
I serve, master.
Yeah, Lobos of course taking his time like always.
Great haste.
Yeah, now Wako landed a successful trampling.
Yes, sir. Serpent. Moving, master. Yes, my lord. With great haste.
Lobos came, but he came a little bit late, but he came at least. Now I have to remake an army because now
Great haste.
uh,
Of course.
this is typical Azeron. Azeron is trying to tower on my own base, and but that won't happen because
Yes, sir. Moving, master. Yes, sir. Moving, master.
he built it, but the tower won't last for a long time.
As you say. The serpent commands.
Yes, my lord. Serpent. Yes, sir. Serpent. With great haste.
On my way. Yes, as you say. Yes, as you say.
I tried to mark Dusk disease one, but he used Death Whale earlier than I did. Then I did use Mug.
Serpent. With great haste. Serpent.
Yeah. The Tower of Azeron was basically all in vain because he couldn't do anything with it. Wako landed a good whirl,
Moving master.
but of course you have to always remember that Wako has like, I don't know, 10 spearmen with whirl, because all he can do is land one whirl if that lands at given it lands, and then go back. That's he has an overkill on spearmen with whirl. 4 spearmen with whirl is basically the maximum, in my opinion.
Yes, sir.
If you have that many spearmen with whirl, it would be also better to have like 2 teams of whirl. But he's not doing that either.
On target, quick and sure, armed and dangerous.
Now I'm towering here.
Yes, my lord. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a little bit pressured because it was 3 versus 1. Everyone played good.
Moving master.
But Beta has keep, thanks God. Now we can pressure him
Yes, sir.
back. We can basically camp here with
For you, my lord.
Ara.
On target.
Yes, master.
Of course, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm going for another tower. Now I'm going to play more defensive. Beta orders Lobos to kill. Beta orders Lobos to kill Lotus.
Yes, my lord. Great haste.
On my toes.
Yeah, I mugged Wako's whirl. He landed a half successful trample, but I mugged him at the end, so it's not okay. And this is also the problem. He has only whirl. Compare, for example, Master Beta now with Wako. He has keep. He has also, or he has or had units, and he can attack. It is what Wako is doing is way too predictable. If you only have one thing, that won't work.
Yes. Serpent. Yes, my lord.
The tower is going to
Yes, sir.
go down, sadly.
In my sights.
But his tower also got down, so it's okay.
The serpent commands.
Serpent.
Quick and sure. Armed and dangerous. Put up on target. As you say.
Yes, sir. With great haste. Of course, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
and basically how Wako plays, especially in team games, is exactly how Lobos plays. When Lobos is Wolf, which he mostly is, he most of the time goes for Mauler with the spin ability,
yes, sir.
with the spin battle gear. And this is also very bad because if you know what your enemy is doing, you play very predictable. You will then be able to counter him easily. But this is the thing what these people don't understand.
Yes.
In battle realms, you have to actually see what your enemy is doing and try to find the right counter for it. This is how the game should be played.
Serpent. Moving master.
Put up, point the way. On target. Take aim. The serpent strikes.
Great haste. Yes, my lord. Moving master. Yes, sir.
Yes. On my way. As you say.
Serpent. Yes, my lord. Great haste.
Yes.
Now, Dusk is coming with Lotus, and he has now... I mugged his disease one, but I need more.
Yes, master. Yes.
On target. Quick and sure. On target.
The tower went down, of ours went down.
For you, my lord. I serve, master.
Yeah, I wonder what Lois is doing, because I don't see him. It's 3 versus 2.
Point the way. Quick. Armed and dangerous. Smoking. As you say. On target. Quick and sure. Armed and dangerous. On target.
Yes, my lord. Yes, sir. Yes, my lord. With great haste. Yes, sir.
Sure. Put it up on target.
Yes,
Now
my son.
I'm attacking the tower of his with cannoneers,
Yes,
and Beta is burning his tower. At this point, I'm wondering where Lobos is, because I don't see him in his. I don't see him here, because the main action is here now.
yes, sir. Yes, my lord. Serpent. Yes, sir. Serpent. Moving master. Yes, sir. Moving master.
Point the way. Smoking. On target.
Yes, my lord.
On target. Quick and sure.
Moving master. Of course, sir.
Finally, Lobos' army is arriving.
Put it up. On my way. For the serpent.
Yeah, and Beta landed a very successful will. He basically killed all the disease one. I think Dusk couldn't drain the stamina with disease one at the correct time. This is why This is why Beta couldn't land a very successful will. But Wako also landed a successful will, and it was a good trade. Still a good trade-off, because all his disease one are dead from Dusk. And we have the advantage now, and can pressure them.
Of course, sir. Yes, sir.
Point the way. As you say.
Yeah. I tried to mark Wako's will, but I couldn't in time. But that was a big deal, because he basically had to use all his spearmen with Mach, and basically it was even if he could kill 2 swordsmen with Mach of mine, it wasn't a big deal, because I can easily make them. And now he has to wait for time until he can use will again. That's the problem with Wako. Most of the time he fails his wills, and he has also too many of them. At this point, basically, we are almost in the we are more than 20 minutes in the game, and he still only has one thing, which is Spearman will.
Yes, sir.
There are players here who have literally keep at this point, and he only has that. Now we can safely go in, and yeah, now I got him. I marked most of his spearmen.
Like a viper. Point the way. Trust you, as you say. Sight, but deadly. In my sights.
Serpent. Moving master.
On target. For the serpent. On my way. Quick.
I marked some of his spearmen again, and Wako failed his will. He couldn't kill actually anything with it.
Great haste.
Aim for the head. Point the way.
And waiting. Stalk them like prey.
Yes, my lord. Yes, sir. Of course, sir.
On target.
For you, my lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Master.
Master Baker saying the game will be finished in 10 minutes. At this point, I think he is referring to the fact that he has Dragonfire ready in soon.
Yes, my lord.
Because the advantage we have here is not only we are in their base, Lotus and Dragon have very good, very strong end game gameplay, and we have Dragon, but they have Dusk has Lotus, but since Dusk's base got destroyed, he doesn't have keep yet.
Yes.
I also marked Wako again, as you saw, and we are making very strong pressure now.
Yes, Lord.
As you say.
Yeah. Now Beta used Dragonfire, and most of the units are either dead or crippled, wounded, to say, and even Wild Eye died now. And basically the game is won. What we're going to do now is we're just slowly going in, destroying everything, burning everything. But we still have to, should always have our guard up, and that's why I'm setting some mines in case Wako comes with worlds again.
Bring the attack. Victory. I will pay. Yes. As you say. For the serpent. I will pay.
Yeah, I marked some of Wako's spearmen again,
Yes, my servant.
and he came to my mines, but it is too late. That Will is going to do nothing, basically, even if he killed some of my units.
Yes, Master.
I think, with no disrespect to Dust, I think Dust made too many disease ones. He should have also made. I would, if I were him, I would also made some leaves on horse, and let them just stay next to stuff with that dark canopy, because it would mean that they can hit because they have dark canopy while we can't. But I guess he couldn't make it because he's also spawned in a bad position, and it was 2 versus 1 at the most of the time. Yeah, and everyone understands that Wako, the game is over, and he's also pointing out that there is Mug, and as you can see, oftentimes, not always, but most of the time, I correctly mugged Wako's will before he could land a successful hit, and even if Wako landed a successful hit, it was mostly only killing some swordsmen with some exceptions. Basically, when they came 3 versus 1, he made some good works and mugged him again, and yeah, the game is over. Sadly, Dusk wanted to show us what Wako is made of. Sadly, he couldn't do it, and the teams, as you can see, it was a good game, and the teams were very balanced, fair, because as you can see, on the one hand there was Dusk on his team, a super pro best player in this game, and then there were also Azron, above average player, good player, and then they had Wako, who is basically very bad team player. On the other hand, they had our team consisted of me. I would claim just myself as a pro. Then we had Master Beta, also a good player. Then we had Logos, who is not the best player. So basically, it was the teams were very balanced, and yeah, nobody can argue with that. Yeah, sadly, Dusk couldn't show what Wako was made of, because he should have realized that it is very hard with Wako and his team, even for him. Making only one thing the entire game is very bad in a game like Valorant, where you actually have to counter what your enemy is doing, and the game is over. So we won. yeah, I hope enjoyed this game. Now, yeah, I am a little bit, I would say, I don't want to say mocking because, yeah, as Ron is pointing out that, again pointing out that Wako gave me free rice and water. Wako gave free rice and water because after I mugged like 8-9 of his spearmen, he had to collect rice and water again and again to get these mugs, to get these will out again. That's the thing. Okay, now I am mocking. Now I am mocking. Now I'm mocking. Let's see what I'm going to write now.
We have crushed them.
Yeah, I made a joke. I am referring to the statement in the beginning of the game where I just wanted to show what Wako was made of.
Yes.
And I am a little bit, let's say mocking. Okay, the game is over. And now I guess after failing watched our game, he will be most likely failing posted the loss of Dusk team in the group chat, and and basically he's a little bit trying to mock not Dusk but Dusk statement, I would say. I hope you enjoyed the game.